Tonight, the story of one of the saddest legacies left by the Vietnam War. Children fathered by Americans who were left behind when the U.S. pulled out of Vietnam in 1975. We met some of those Amerasian children when we visited Ho Chi Minh City back in 1982. And while it's impossible to know what has happened to many of them, we do know about one special young lady, Kieu My Thi Phillips. More of her story in a moment. But first, we take you back to 1982.
These are a few of those Amerasians selling peanuts at the foot of Tudo Street in Ho Chi Minh City, the place that used to be known as Saigon. They are, they tell us, Americans.
You American?
Yes.
You're American.
American.
You're American? You're American?
American.
You American too?
They were fathered by U.S. servicemen or by American civilians who worked in Vietnam during the war. Their mothers? Vietnamese women, most of whom were left behind after the pullout. Some of the Amerasian children have neither mother nor father alive.
Do you know your father?
Father, go American.
Father go America.
We want to go to this part.
I see. Where is your mother?
Mother Vietnamese. Chết.
She lives here in Ho Chi Minh City?
Yes. Died.
She died?
Died.
So you're an orphan?
No have mother, no have father.
No mother, no father.
Yes.
This little girl said she slept on the street at night. She wanted me to be her father.
Later I go with you, go American.
You want to come back to the United States, to America with me?
Yes.
Most of the Amerasian children live in Ho Chi Minh City. Nobody really knows how many there are. Estimates range from 4,000 to a probably greatly exaggerated 50,000. Most of the children we saw are ragged and poor, but then so are most of the children in Vietnam. But some say that because of their mixed blood, these Amerasian children are discriminated against by the government and by the Vietnamese around them.
They hate the American children, and they hate the
Who
white
hates these American children?
Communists.
The communists hate the American children. Why?
I don't know. They don't like us.
There's an American citizen living in this back alley, in the back streets of Saigon, and when we heard about her, we wanted to meet her. She lives in this house, and her name is Kieu My Thi Phillips.
The case of Kieu My Thi Phillips may be unique, for both her American father, Joe Phillips, a retired first sergeant, and her Vietnamese mother, both of them, as well as an older sister, already live in the United States in Georgia. They had to leave Kieu My Thi behind in the panicky exodus of 1975 because she had been born prematurely, and the doctors warned she might not survive the flight out. So Kieu My Thi has grown up with her aunt and uncle and 5 other children in 2 small rooms. Her uncle works as an ox cart driver. But thanks to her father's efforts, Kieu My Thi is one of some 84 Amerasian children who have been able to get the necessary documentation that declares them American citizens. Documentation finally provided by the U.S. State Department. And these are the children who will probably be among the Amerasians to be released soonest by the Vietnamese.
Kieu My Thi, would you like to go to the United States because you are an American citizen and be with your mother and your sister?
Yes.
You would not mind leaving the family here and going to join your mother and your sister and your father?
She said she wanted to take the other members of her family with her as well to Georgia.
And halfway around the world in Fairburn, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta, this is the home of Kieu My Thi's father, Joseph Phillips.
Joe Phillips still works today in a civilian job for the U.S. Army at Fort McPherson in Georgia. His other Amerasian daughter, 10 years old, is a straight-A student at a local public school. His wife is now in business in Atlanta. In 7 years, they had seen only 3 still photographs of the daughter they had to leave behind in Vietnam. We showed them the tape of our meeting with her in Ho Chi Minh City.
Would you like to go to the United States because you are an American citizen and be with your mother and your sister?
How you about that? Isn't she beautiful?
You see, Kimmy? She looks so sad.
Yes.
That's my daughter. She's a Phillips.
She's a Phillips.
Yes, she is.
She looks like a Phillips.
You know, she looks so sad. Always looks so sad.
Well, yes, but think how happy she's going to be very quickly.
I just wish she can go coming home soon.
Why can't someone help me? Why do we have a United States government that cannot bring my child and all other children home?
For the great majority of these Amerasian children, there is little immediate hope of using their mixed parentage to escape the poverty of Vietnam. So their mothers frantically try any avenue which they think might somehow penetrate U.S. and Vietnamese bureaucracy. Messages sent via visiting Americans, even a visiting newsman.
That's mine. Very dancing.
I will take them. Notes to be delivered to U.S. embassy officials, pictures of children, scribbled pleas to distant American fathers whose names and faces become increasingly dim.
How many American fathered children do you have?
I have one child.
One child.
This is my son.
Would you send him to America without? If you did not go, would you let him go to America by himself?
He's my only son.
All of course. So you would not want him to go without
Yes,
you?
I want him to go without me.
You want him to go
If the American government educated him and nourished him, take care of him.
Well, since that story aired back in 1982, the United States and Vietnam have reestablished diplomatic relations, and the U.S. now has an ambassador in Hanoi. On my last trip to Vietnam, I was surprised to discover how warmly the new generation of Vietnamese feel about Americans. As for Kieu My Thi Phillips, the little girl we met on the back streets of Saigon, shortly after our original broadcast, Kieu My Thi was finally able to come to the United States to be reunited with her mother and father and sister. And this is Kieu My Thi today. Now 23, she lives with her family near Atlanta. Recently, we showed her that film from Saigon, a film that she hadn't seen since she first arrived in the United States. Tears. You did look sad. That's what I thought, too, and your mother saw that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sad at all anymore, are you?
No, I'm not.
You're an American.
Yes, I am.
A Vietnamese
A
American.
Vietnamese American.
You haven't seen that picture of yourself since you were 7 years old?
Brought back a lot of memories.
Good memories, bad memories?
Good memories. A hard time, because for me to leave the only family that I knew for 7 years, and the childhood that I had, the schools, the family, to go to a country that I had no idea what to expect, didn't even know how to speak the language.
Nonetheless, it turned out that Kieu My Thi was luckier than most young Amerasians. It wasn't until the late 80s that Congress finally passed the Amerasian Homecoming Act, permitting all the Amerasian children and their Vietnamese families to come to the United States. To date, over 20,000 Amerasians have come. But in many cases, they've come to find no one willing to claim them, acknowledge them. But not Kieu My Thi. Do you remember the first time that you saw your mother and your dad?
Yes. I remember recognizing my mom because Grandma had a picture of Mom and said, wherever you go, you look for this face because she's your mother. That's my child. And when you see her, you will know that's your mom, nobody else. And I clung onto her instantly, and the first word out of her mouth to me, and I still remember, is, I'm your mom, but in Vietnamese. And to be able to hear that and connect picture to words, but I was still very scared.
But it didn't take long for young Kieu My Thi to find her way in her new country. She studied hard to become Americanized. Today, Kieu My Thi, who goes by the name Kimberly now, is a clinical assistant working with 5 eye surgeons in Atlanta.
And look straight.
And she plans to become an optometrist.
Đây là Kimberly Nguyễn của Atlanta Eye Surgery Group.
Eventually, she says she wants to start a practice working with the local Vietnamese community. Today, you are American, but how much are you Vietnamese still?
I'm very Vietnamese. I speak it. I follow the cultures. I don't know how to cook American. I cook Vietnamese, practically only Vietnamese food.
Really?
Yes. I grew up, luckily thanks to my mother, following majority of the Vietnamese traditions.
Traditions that Kimberly is now passing on to her own child. And each year she and her son visit Vietnam, her emotional ties to her extended family there remain strong. Why do you go back to Vietnam each year?
Mainly to see grandmother and to still keep part of Vietnam in my heart and to make it reality and not just a memory.
Do you ever think about how different your life would have been if you had not come to America?
Yes.
And what do you
would be.
think?
I'm very grateful because I've had a very good life. You have so much more opportunities here, where there it's, you know, the third world country. But in America, you can have a career and still have a family and be everything that you want to be, that you dreamt of, that you could possibly dream of.
One night on a dog.